Hey everybody, how's it going? What is up? It is me, Twisted Twister Windstalker, and boy did it just get windy. I don't know how well you guys can hear me, but I'm definitely going into a headwind right now, and there was none back there when I started, so this kind of sucks. Wow. Woo. Okay, so this was a very bad idea. As you can see, I'm using a lav mic plugged into my phone. I don't know if this is for the better or the worse or what it is, because I don't know. We're going to have to review the footage afterwards. It seems like it's dying down. The clouds are kind of dark, so we may be getting a little bit of a rain. Good thing my main phone is waterproof or water resistant, whatever you want to call it. So, I thought I would tell you guys what's going on with the channel. So, first up, happy holidays for everyone out there. I don't know if you guys do, Christmas, New Year's, what you guys do. So I'm just going to say happy holidays. Last night, I did do the podcast without Hot Wheels. And it was kind of bittersweet. And if you guys do look it up, it is Windstalker 69, I believe it was. Which may seem a little weird since I am, since it was the Twister and Hot Wheels show, I changed it to Windstalker because I wasn't 100% sure if Hot Wheels was going to show up or not. And I know it had been over like almost 3 months since we made a video, because the last video we did was October the 2nd, and that video was, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it could have been better, but I mean, it is good. And then my wife had a family member that passed away, so that wasn't a good weekend. That was a sad weekend. And I don't know how much I conveyed this during the podcast last night, because I waited and waited. I was going to do it at midnight like we always do. Well, I think it's lately been like 1, but I was going to do it at midnight. And I thought about it, and then I was like, and I put it off, because I wanted to give Hot Wheels ample opportunity to, join in, even though it was New Year's. I figured he'd at least tell you guys, the peeps, Happy New Year's. Well, let's get back to October. So, that was a horrible weekend. Then I was so burned out from work because I was working 6 days a week. And I just slept through all my alarms. I just slept. Hot Wheels got not hot, but Hot Wheels got sick. And we ended up canceling October, which it was supposed to be November and December, because we were supposed to go on hiatus because of my work. Because where I work, we usually get hot and heavy during November, December. And the first week of November, because like I said, I worked 6 days, we went on vacation. We went out, down the mountain to stay with family, which I would like to say thanks to Clayton and Shelley for the hospitality. We enjoyed it, appreciated it. I went from a negative 200% battery to like 80%. Because I took the whole week off. The battery just started getting better and better as we was, on vacation. So when we got back, I wanted to get the show back up and running, because, the hiatus was stupid, and I should have never, said hiatus. Because I wasn't working 7 days a week, because I tried that for the last 2 years, and it was stupid, and I just ran myself in the ground trying to do 7 days a week, so I stuck with 6. Because, my schedule was, Sunday through Friday. And, and we didn't get the volume that they, said we was going to get. So that was stupid. And now that I went to 5 days a week and working Monday through Friday, I feel a lot better, having that extra day to rest, rejuvenate, dang, I'm in the headwind again, and everything, so it feels good. But anyway, back to the story. So in November, I talked to Hot Wheels. I was like, bro, I want to bring the show back because it isn't going to be anything like it says it's going to be. And, work isn't going to be. He was like, fine, cool. I have a girlfriend. He told me the girlfriend's name. We talked about her. And he said that she would probably be there. And if it would be okay, we only did it for an hour. I said, fine. I was going to, make the show last for an hour to 2 hours max, which last night's show was a little over an hour, which is fine, I don't care. Because in reality, I think unless we get a really good rhythm, there's really no real need to do more than an hour. And other than that, it's just a bunch of, jibber jabber, which is fun, I like the jibber jabber and everything. But, so, we, agreed. I didn't hear from Hot Wheels all of the rest of November, all of December, and like I said, I was waiting last night for Hot Wheels to, come on and at least stay on for maybe, however long he wanted, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes, whatever. Didn't matter. He could have left anytime he was ready. I told him this. If you got to go, you got to go. I'll just do the rest of the show, it's all good. I didn't hear from Hot Wheels. And, kind of bums me out because we built the show together. And I know you guys don't usually watch this channel for podcast stuff, but, I am, going to talk about this channel too. So we did our thing. We talked, and I thought he was going to come in and, be like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, okay. But he didn't. So I was kind of bummed out. I kind of waited, because I knew he was going to do something New Year's with his girl and, all that. And, whatever, cool. But he, didn't. So I waited till like 5 o'clock in the morning to put on the show for about an hour, which, I should have just went ahead and did it at a normal time. And for whatever reason, Dreamlabs OBS didn't do their normal thing where they went ahead and took out for our subscription, because we did a subscription so we could do YouTube, Twitch, YouTube and Twitch, and then I added Facebook to it. For whatever reason, the date that they were supposed to take the money out came, went, and they didn't take jack out. Because when I went to go do the live stream last night, I didn't have the option to stream to Twitch or YouTube. And I was like, oh, that's kind of particular. Kind of weird. And here I go back into the headwind. Yay! So I was like, all right. And I was like, well, if I'm going to only be able to stream to YouTube, why am I keeping OBS around? So I completely got, I deleted on stream, I deleted OBS because, I have the ATEM Mini Pro that, has 4 inputs and everything, and I'm only currently using 1, which I'm hoping to use more. And anyway, so I was like, well, I have this, so why am I, spending this money on OBS when I can just basically, yeah, that looks okay, do this for free on the ATEM and stream to one source unless I get one of those, in studio things that will split everything off to the different things and will probably be free, because I can make it out of the Raspberry Pi. I don't know how it works, haven't really looked into it, but hey, and so I was like, okay, fine. So I gave up on that. I gave up on OBS. I'm just going to stream with the ATEM. I mean, why not? So that is how it's going to be moving forward. I'm sorry to those that watched us on Twitch and, talked to us on Twitch, because we got more action on Twitch than we did YouTube. And yes, I have thought about switching over to Twitch since we got more action. But what I thought about doing is, for this year, stream exclusively to YouTube, where we started the channel. And then next year, stream exclusively to Twitch and see if there's any difference. Now, like I did say, I did change the name of the channel. I didn't go back and change every episode. The episode 58 that ended last year, because we're now in 2022, that's so weird to say, are all, everything from 2021 all the way back to when we started in 2017, I think it was, is the same. I'm not going to change it. I only changed it this year because of Hot Wheels being MIA. And if he does come back this year, I'm still going to leave it the same. And then if he comes back full time next year, I'll change it back. I know that's confusing, and you guys are going to be like, what? But it's the decision I made, because it's easier than changing the past episodes, because that's a lot of work, and a lot of work I don't want to do. I choose not to do, I should say. And so, and then I'm just going to make this year Windstalker, and then if Hot Wheels comes back next year, I will change it back. Which, it's confusing, and maybe I should start this year at 1 and, go all the way up to 53. And then if he comes back next year, just, continue that and go 69, 68, 69, 70. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below if I should change the number to 1 and then, be like, all the way to 52. Or if I should just keep rolling with the current. It's the same podcast. It's just me by myself. So I'm having a hard time deciding whether I want to keep it going with the past podcast or just start anew. I do plan to do this every Saturday, like I said, at midnight. And, I'm going to do it every Saturday, because now I work Monday through Friday. So so it shouldn't be an issue or have any issue with what's going on. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. So I'd like to know what you guys think, because I'm kind of leaning toward, stopping and starting over at 1 with Windstalker. I know I already had Windstalker that I was doing, my solo project, but I changed that to Twister, and I hope to do some of those this year as well, which actually, since I'm doing the podcast solo, I guess that could be my solo project, and I could just, which I could have just technically just ran with it, and did, made that episode 5 and blah, 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 but I chose to make it a separate entity, and I may make this a separate entity, because as much as I feel that, this podcast is over a show, and now that Hot Wheels has, decided, to pretty much be MIA, at least for the time being, I feel like I should just, maybe just, start anew. And, but then I'm like, well, if I keep it going, but then I change the name, will that confuse people? And it's like, yes. And then people will wonder what happened to the original podcast. And so maybe I will just call it, go and change it to Windstalker 1. Because, what could it hurt? Wow, that cop is hauling bananas. He's like, pew, pew. Did you guys see that? Holy sweet bananas. Good thing I'm wearing my orange reflective vest so that everybody can see me. Because that's the one concern I have being out here walking, is not being seen. I am wearing gray and I am wearing black. And if this was the middle of or black shorts. And if this was the middle of the night, I'd be concerned due to wow, they have really left the pumpkins out here to rot. Well, it is fertilizer, natural fertilizer. I'm worried about being seen because people don't see you, and I know that's why bicyclists wear bright colors, is so they can be seen. And that's why I wear this vest, is to be seen. Because there's nothing worse than being out here and people not seeing you and then trying to run you over, which has happened. So yeah, I think I will put, even though I really don't want to, I think I will put the Twister and Hot Wheels show on piles, and then just start the Windstalker show, or Windstalker, and just let it roll till Hot Wheels decides to come back from MIA. I know that will be confusing, but also changing the name may confuse people if I keep going the way I did. They'll be wondering where the other episodes of Windstalker is, and then they will see. So yeah, maybe I'll just start at 1. I really don't want to put Twister and Hot Wheels show on piles, but as I said, it's like, well, what else am I going to do? Because I can't just very well let, keep doing the Twister and Hot Wheels show, solo, because it is our show, and then every episode explain that Hot Wheels is MIA. Well, I guess I could technically say it's the Twister and Hot Wheels show, and Hot Wheels is MIA, or still MIA. But then that doesn't make no sense. It is the Twister and Hot Wheels show, And with our Hot Wheels, it ain't the Twister and Hot Wheels show. It's just the Windstalker show, or the Twister show. And, see, this is the hardest part for me. I really, really, really won't make this work. And as I said on YouTube, I don't usually get comments or anything because whatever. Because I'm not 100% sure that live streaming works on YouTube. Boy, it's busy for a holiday weekend. Of course, this road has never been, a great road to walk on. A holiday weekend. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it real quick. Turn around because we've already passed the Eastern Continental Divide. So yeah, I find it interesting. Oh, I didn't bring the battery pack. Oh Lord, I meant to bring the battery pack with this because this battery in this phone sucks. Ooh. And that's the only thing that holds me down. And if I brought the battery pack, I would have at least, I don't know how long the batteries are going to last, especially filming, but I would have at least a good hour, if not 2 out of this. But I guess we'll go until this thing decides that it wants to die. So it is what it is, I guess. As much as I would prefer it not to be. So yeah, I got a new studio set up, which I discussed slightly last night on the podcast. I broke down and bought me a ring light to improve the brightness because there's 2 work lights I bought. I think even though with OBS I had color correction and everything, I thought they were too bright. This ring light is very bright, but I think it does a better job at putting light on me, and isn't as bright as the work lights. And boy, this headwind. I was doing good without the headwind, and now I have headwind. But anyway, so I upgraded that. I got my monitors up off my desk, even though I had to kind of do some kind of funky modification in order to get that to technically work, which I had to put a piece of wood underneath the clamp because it was, my desk is made out of plastic because it's one of those tables you're supposed to use for family gathering that I'm using for a desk. Genius! And so I had to do a little bit of modification. And now I'm looking to get a vertical clamp instead of a side-by-side like what I currently have. I want to get me a vertical. That way my top monitor could be for the ATEM and me playing video games. I'm just going to have to look up, which may not be, comfortable depending on how I have it set up. And my bottom screen, which I want to bring down about level with the other monitors. So there's that. Well, I want the bottom monitor level with the other monitors. And then have the other monitor hooked up to my Ubuntu machine, the bottom monitor being hooked up to my Ubuntu machine, so that I can start playing around with Ubuntu, because I keep trying to play with Ubuntu, and then I have to give up a monitor, or I have to flip out a monitor, and yes, I could get a switcher, and blah, 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 and it'd be cheaper than getting a monitor. But I'm going to get a monitor for the Ubuntu machine, start messing around with Ubuntu, because I want to really deep dive into Linux and start learning Ubuntu. And then I want to have a monitor where I can monitor my stream, which ironically, if I upgrade my ATEM Mini to the Extreme ISO, I think that has 2 HDMI outputs. So ironically, I could have one be the multi-view, which shows me what's on all my cameras and how the stream is going and the recording and everything, which would be pretty sweet. But then I could have the other camera come out, and be for video gaming, so I can, see what's going on with the stream and check, make sure the stream is all pretty. And then the other, because I want to plug in my video game consoles into it, whether I have to use Elgato or if I can just plug it straight into the thing and just run it. I want to be able to at least do that because I want to start gaming on the stream, which I know will make it longer than an hour and everything. I think I'll get some gaming in there. I want to do some movie watching in there. Find a good movie and, be like, maybe not show it, but of course, the ATEM has that super source, so that would be cool because, with Hot Wheels and I, we could super source next to each other, and then when we're watching a movie, we could put that in the third super source window, which I know you could technically do this with, wow, that dude on the dual sport, didn't like how fast the guy on the motorcycle was going. Wow. And then, so I want to throw some video gaming in there. I just need a monitor for that. And if I do it the way I'm currently thinking about doing it, I have to switch over from multi-view to, the full screen thing to see it. And then, it's latency free, which would be nice. Maybe it doesn't have 2 HDMI. I don't know. I know it has one USB-C out where you can run it to the computer and have it as a monitor, blah, blah, blah. And then the other can be plugged into thing where you can record. I still want to get a HyperDeck, which essentially does the same thing. So for you're recording the cards, and then you can put like loaded videos on the cards and play them back, which would be nice. I would like to have a countdown timer where like 10 minutes before midnight, you guys have like a, little countdown timer to let you guys know that they're getting ready to start and everything. That'd be very cool, to say the least. And then, of course, I could also, use the HyperDeck as a backup recording. Of course, I also want to I'm kind of leaning toward the 6K Pro Blackmagic camera, even though the ATEM doesn't currently do 4K, it would, it does 1080, which I can't technically stream 4K anyway because I don't have enough upload, giddy up and go. So that's not really an issue for me, and I don't want to upgrade to be able to do 4K because I don't find it necessary. I think 1080 is good enough. And the nice thing is if I set this up the way I want, and I can have it where, I don't know if I can do it while I'm streaming, but I can go back and say I stream exclusively to Twitch, and then I have the recordings for YouTube. I can drop in the 4K footage and have the podcast on the channel in 4K, which is one of the reasons why I thought about just going, streaming to Twitch, and then having, it non-live on YouTube. It's because of the, 4K drop-in, and then I can edit it and take out some of the, parts that doesn't need to be in there. everything. Because like I was saying, I'm not 100% convinced. See, this is why on this channel, I try not to stream, because some people say you get something out of streaming on YouTube and other people say you don't. I'm kind of in the middle where I feel like I'm inconsistent enough where it really doesn't matter for me, because I'm so inconsistent with recording, which I want to, get better at that, and want to, film videos for you guys. Maybe not every day, because I don't want to be an everyday blogger uploader, but maybe, upload, because I tried to do that in the past, and it bit me in the butt, because I'm so inconsistent. Of course, I need to get better at that. And this is 2022, so I can work on it. What I do want to try to do this year is try to post Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I know that this is I'm recording this on a Saturday, on New Year's. So, there's that. But I would like to at least do 2 times a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays uploads. And then maybe Saturday, and do it 3. And that way, you guys have videos, and then maybe I up it. Because me trying to do, 7 days didn't work out, 6 days didn't work out. Heck, I can barely do 1, so I need to really focus on, here comes another dual sport, it looks like. A dual sport with multiple motorcycles. Another dual sport. Cool. Nice. Wow. Let's go walk the loop. Wow. Holy sweet bananas, that was like incredible. I used to have a dual sport. Then I don't know if I guys told you this. I bought a dual sport during one of the gas crises in 2016, I think it was. In my mind, the motorcycle would be better for gas riding and da-da-da-da. And then I was riding it, got my license. Then my mom got scared because of the motorcycle stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So I basically quit riding it. Then I sold it to a co-worker. And he got into a little accident riding into work one morning. And he said the bike is totaled. I don't think the bike is totaled. I think it could have, could be saved. Oh, there's another motorcyclist. But it's whatever. It's his bike. Whatever. Screw it. But yeah, my goal is to try, what was that? Oh, I think it said that this thing is recording in segments, which I don't understand, but it is what it is. Because I don't understand how, it would record in segments for a 1080 video where it's like, oh, this is a segment, and then blah, 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 and then you're like, why are you recording in segments? Oh, look, sheep. That makes no sense to me. But, whatever. Plus, I want to get out and do more walking, so I may do walking videos and bike riding videos because I need to get out and exercise a little bit more because I need to lose at least 100 pounds. Wouldn't put me where I want to be, but if I could lose 100 pounds by the end of the year, I'd be happy because I would be sub 200, and it wouldn't be perfect, but I'd still be sub 200, and that's good enough for now. If I can get down to what I want to get to, that would be cool too, but I just want to aim for, which I know has a lot to do with eating right and exercising, which I want to throw in some kettlebell stuff and all that. Yeah, look, more dogs. I love it. And all that. So, yeah. Ooh, I don't want to do that. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely is going to be a work in progress. Because I want to do the show, whether I call it the Twister and Hot Wheels show or if I call it Windstalker. I want to, it wouldn't be, well, yeah, I could call it, I could bring it up to Windstalker 5, since I already started that, but then have it, then tell everybody it's a substitute. I keep thinking about it. I keep jumping back to this, and I don't really need to, because whatever, but whatever. So yeah, here we are, January. It's like 70 something degrees outside. I can't really tell because I'm currently in walk mode on the watch, which I could technically go to the main screen, but I just leave it in walk mode because whatever. But yeah, I want to do some bike riding, which I may start going back to Jackson Park to do the bike riding, since I like that a lot better than trying to ride on the roads like bicyclists normally do. Because while it doesn't freak me out, my bike I currently have, I feel is too big for me, and because I didn't size it right. And then again, it may be just the right size. It just feels weird when I get up on there, because no matter where I change the seat, I just feel weird riding it, no matter where the seat is. So I think I went too big on the bike, which is my bad. And I think if I actually had the bike sized correctly to me, I would be, more excited about riding. Because that's the other thing, is being excited about riding. And if a bike ain't sized right, because as long as you don't get too stupidly small or too stupidly big, which I think I went on the border of being too stupidly big, I think you're fine. But I think I went on the border of being too stupidly big, because when you look at it at Walmart, it says, 5'5" to blah blah, and it's like, okay. And then the next one goes from blah blah to blah blah, and the one bike is on the edge of where, I'm on the edge of where it says I can be. And the other bike, is more for, somebody taller than I am. So I'm kind of in this weird in-between state where I could do either or, and most places tell you to go for the bigger size. And I'm like, yeah, but no. Is that weird or something? I really go for the smaller size because I think personally that would make me feel more comfortable. I don't know. But it is what it is. So I may end up having to get me another bike that's smaller, and I don't know what I'm going to do with my current bike. I love it because it's got 27.5-inch wheels and everything, and I feel like, and I don't really mountain bike, so I'm kind of debating on whether I should just get another mountain bike or if I should road bike, because there's a little bit of gravel, but I think a road bike could, if you do it right, it could handle it. I've never had a road bike. I've always had mountain bikes, which is why I went for a mountain bike. Because I think my parents always got us mountain bikes because my parents live on a gravel road. So the mindset was mountain bikes would do good on gravel, road bikes. I think my sister actually had a road bike. Of course, my cousin, who owns a bike shop, set my sister up with a mountain bike. So, I don't know. I feel like I need to experience a road bike for the first time in my life, but at the exact same time I kind of feel like I should just stick with the mountain bike and just, whatever. So, I don't know. I haven't quite decided on this aspect. Oh, yeah. That was good. But, yeah, I mean, I want to, sit in the studio with my light, my ring light, use it to record stuff, because I think that would technically be be like, well, you bought this thing for like $60. I think it was actually 50. You might as well use it for stuff other than the show that you do once a week. And then I also want to do these walking videos, so it's like, and what I may do is, instead of filming me, do like I've been trying to do with the GoPro and film in front of me and everything, because with the GoPro I've been recording in front of me and not me, and just, get the scenery, which I kind of like. Because I think it would be a lot better just to film everything but me. But I run into the problem of, if it's filming in front of me, you get to see street signs and, know where I'm at. But then, of course, on the same token, when it's facing behind me, you still get street signs, so it doesn't really matter. So, I don't know. I just feel like it stays focused on the street signs a little bit more when it's in front of you, but I don't know, maybe I'll try. I mean, I keep trying to do it with the GoPro, and I have all those batteries I bought for the GoPro, which I can record in 5K, glorious 5K with the GoPro, which today I just wanted to record on this. That way I can just get it uploaded and going, and then go back to the GoPro later, because I like glorious 5K, but since I'm not paying for the paid version of DaVinci Resolve or whatever it is, I don't think I get to play with 5K and 8K. I'm stuck with like 4K, which isn't that big of a deal, because, it's like, okay, I have 5K, it looks good in 5K, but then I have 4K, but then 4K is, just as good as 5K, because until you get into 8K, which my phone can record, the rear-facing camera can do 8K, and then the front-facing camera does 4K. And and ironically, this phone won't do it, but my good phone, my everyday carry phone, will allow me to switch from back to front. The only thing I don't like is I don't have that much storage, so unless I miraculously, stream it, which I'm not allowed to stream on YouTube because I don't got enough followers and views and everything. So, there's that. I don't know what the storage is on this phone, because I'm having an SD card. In my current phone, I don't have an SD card. I have internal memory, which they didn't tell me they had bigger memory packages that came with the phone. But, whatever. Because I went one step above basic, but one step below the high-end elite edition, I guess. So I got, I don't have the storage, and I'm kind of saving the storage for, non-video projects. And even, so, I can do 8K. Blackmagic does 8K. I think there's one that actually does 12K. But God almighty, that camera is expensive as fudge. I think that camera is what, like $10,000? I'm like, no. I don't need nothing that expensive. I'll just go with either the 6K Pro or the one that actually looks like a studio camera with a palette light on top of it. Just go that way, because $2,500 is a lot for a camera, if you ask me. I spent like $1,000, or right around $1,000. It might have been $800. I can't remember. Between $800 and $1,000 for my Canon DSLR camera. I bought like, Jesus, how long has that been? It's been a long time ago since I bought that camera. Never bought any lenses for it. I wanted a camera. I wanted a DSLR and get away from film, and I wanted it. So I, broke down and got my taxes back and bought that camera. And I love that camera. Of course, it took me till here last year, I think, to buy extra batteries for the thing, because I just kept sticking with the one. And then I bought a dummy battery that sticks in the bottom, and you plug the thing in, and I can't find that. What the heck was that? And I can't find it, and it's pissing me off, because I want to find it so that I can, sit in my comfy chair with my TV and watch movies and have it that way. But the thing I hate about the camera, because I love the picture quality, and I don't care that it records in 1080, because like I said, I do pretty much everything in 1080 anyway. But the thing that really drives me bananas with that camera is that it doesn't have a clean HDMI out, as far as I know. I can't, because if it does, I can't figure out how to do the clean 1080 out. Because whenever I look at it through the ATEM, it shows all that extra stuff. And yeah, I can crop it out and blah, 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 blah. But dang, I wish that camera did clean 1080 out. Of course, I think at the time I bought that camera, nobody was really caring, and hooking it up to a TV, was just to show pictures and everything. And even though it could record, nobody really cared. And so, and nobody was thinking about using it in a studio like I try to do, and so that it didn't have a clean HDMI out. And I'm like, oh. But I do love that camera. I have the original lens on it, because like I said, I never bought different lenses, because having to spend as much as the camera, well, between $400 and beyond, 400 and beyond for lenses, I just looked at it and I was like, man, as much as I would love to buy more lenses for this thing, I just can't splurge on it. And then years later, I turn around and am piecing together a studio. So how does that make any sense? I mean, for as much as I spent on the studio, I could have bought lenses. Oh well. And so yeah, it's like, okay. And I can't even, and I should have done this. I mean, I couldn't have done it back in 2000 when, we wasn't all in our 20s. But, because Steven was the same age as my sister, and they're 3 years younger than me, so, see, yeah, they were, actually 2000, they would have been 20. Yeah, okay, so, whatever. And YouTube didn't exist until 2006? See, I should have got, even though I wouldn't know how to have, well, I guess I could have just got one camera, whatever. But my original intention was to have Steven, Daniel, David, and I, and maybe Josh, since we were all hanging out, and doing videos together, whether it was all of us together, or just Stephen and I, or Daniel and I, or David and I, or Josh and I, or Josh, Stephen and I, didn't matter, and record videos. Because I think if I had actually gotten off my butt and did it, those videos would have been perfect for YouTube, at least early YouTube. I don't know how they would be now, but early YouTube, I think they would have been great. And then, as I got the studio equipment together, which I didn't do, I waited too long to actually start trying to do it anyway. Of course, we could have done it with one camera, I guess. Did like podcasts, like together, video podcasts, like Hot Wheels and I do, and have that and bounce off of each other and talk about music, video games, movies, whatever, current events, whatever. And I think that would have been awesome if I had just got on my butt. But I just recently realized, and I didn't talk about this on the podcast last night, I just recently realized this February, I can't remember, but I think it's February 25th. I have to look. Will be 4 years since Stephen passed and went and climbed the stairway to heaven. And it's like, it's already been 4 years? Holy sweet bananas. It's been 4 years. And then Sarah, my cousin's wife, has been gone 6. It's like 6? 4 and 6. It's like holy sweet bananas. Where has the time gone? Of course, I don't know how they would be doing during this pandemic that we find ourselves in. But, so, it would be interesting. But I mean, I can't believe I actually this camera is going on as long as it has. Well, cool. I don't like loose wires. I just wish there wasn't no headwind. But whatever. I'll have to review the video and find out how this sounds, boys and girls, girls and boys, bulls and bulls. But, so yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting 4 years, for sure. And things have definitely changed for the worse, better, whatever. I don't know, but I feel like we could just, we would have bounced off of each other so well that we could have just made really great videos together. And I feel like because of my laziness or me not realizing the potential at the time, I missed a golden window, which I'm not going to try to make up for, because what is done, and the past is the past, and all I can do is focus on the future, which my future focus is videos for this channel, because I want to upload videos to this channel. I want to make good content. I want to make videos for this channel. I want to do at least 2 times a week, if not 3. I want to do the podcast every Saturday at midnight. Because I feel like, that is the thing to do, because I want to make 53 episodes this year, because I know that if we do it every Saturday, that's 53 episodes. Of course, if I start over, they'll put Windstalker at 53, and the Twister and Hot Wheels show would have been over 100 by August. And it's kind of sad to be thinking, well, maybe I should just put the Twister and Hot Wheels show on hiatus, which I technically did by changing the name, and just starting over at 1. Because it doesn't feel right to do, and I know I keep harping on this, but it's just because it's something I've been, thinking of. You know, it just doesn't feel right to keep doing the show, the Twister and Hot Wheels show, without Hot Wheels. So I need to move on from that until Hot Wheels decides to, you know, if he decides to come back. Which there's no telling if he will or not. So I need to move on for that. I think I will start at 1 again and go to 52 or 53, because I think next year will be technically 52, because I think this year has a leap year in it. I don't actually know. It's probably what it is. It probably has a leap year in it. I haven't really looked at the calendar because that's not something I'm known to do. Look at calendars. So, but yeah, I definitely, you know, and then if we do it next year, we'll be, or I will be, because if I go solo, I'll be at 100, almost by the end of the year, because, you know, I have 3 extra episodes, so by the end of December, or at the beginning of December, I think it would be 100. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I didn't do a very good job yesterday, last night doing it on the podcast, so I'm going to have to get my brain together and just do it right. But I'm just going to start at 1, tell everybody that the Twister and Hot Wheels show is on hiatus while Hot Wheels is MIA. And I don't know if Hot Wheels will be back. It'd be cool if he did, because then I could just continue onward with the Windstalker show. Yeah. Doing that during the week, once a week, like on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and have that rolling. And, you know, everybody would be like, and then I can keep that rolling so it doesn't have to go technically on hiatus. Like I was trying to do originally with it before I changed it over to the Twister. Because, of course, you know, I could technically just turn the Twisters back to the Windstalkers and make this episode 5. So that would give me a bump. But I think since it's a new year, I'm just going to call it 1. And then just call the other one, you know, Twister 1 through 5. And just be like, pfft. And I know I've been talking more and more about the other channel instead of what I really want to talk about for this channel. And I did hit a lot on this channel. But I just feel like this is the reality. You know, I need to separate the channels, but I need to let you guys know what's going on both channels. So therefore, so yeah, I'm going to do videos in studio. I'm going to try to do some walking videos with a GoPro, which means I'm going to have to edit it, which could be kind of fun. I don't know. I may have to do walking videos with a GoPro. Choose the best walking video, or mix the walking videos together by topics and everything, and put it out in 4K. Because I don't have the capability of doing 5. Well, I could if I spent the money for the Pro Studio, but I'm not going to do that because it makes no sense. What is that? Stick? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, 4K is good enough, I think, because 4K is enough to make this ugly mug look as everybody sees it in real life. Because in 1080, because even I can tell the difference between, well, I'm not going to say I can tell the difference between 4K and 1080, other than the sharpness and contrast and everything is, because I think 4K is supposed to be like 10 times 1080. So you have that. So there's that. Oh boy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna, even though I didn't do what I really wanted to do, because what I really wanted to do is go from here to the park, down to the other park, which it isn't really a park, and back home. But I think I'm just going to just go back home, because I'm already at an hour and 4 minutes, and I want to work up to it. And I think what I have done already, which is almost 3 miles, is good enough. I promised myself I would only do 2. I guess technically I could start out with 1 and then work up to 2. But I promised myself I would, do 2, and here I am almost at 3. And I think 3 is good enough, because I want to build up to it, and I feel comfortable enough to do 3. And anything past 3, I feel like I will be overdoing it, because I kind of, get out here, walk, and as always, my brain is like, oh, you can go for it, just walk. And I'm like, ew. And then I get back home, and I'm like, oh, Lord, I overdid it. Oh, no. And, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. So, I definitely want to do, I do have a count on here. It says an hour and 2 minutes. Oh, I've actually, so this thing is 4 minutes slower. Cool. Okay. Well, this thing did record a lot longer than I thought it would. Can't wait to see what the battery life is, or if it dies on me before I get back. But yeah, I'm going to definitely do the GoPro, because I have 4 batteries for it. I have 1 that's in the camera, and then 3 charging on the chargers ready to roll. So I got a good 3 hours out of the cameras that I know of, because
Have you got a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Twister Windstalker.
Twister Windstalker.
Yeah.
How many subscribers you got?
No, I don't know, man. Not many, I don't think.
Like W-I-N-D?
W-I-N-D-S-T-A-L-K-E-R.
One word?
What?
One word?
Yeah, 1 word.
I found it.
Cool.
I'll watch them.
All right, thanks. Wow, that never happened to me before. And I mean, I've told people about my channel and everything, and I gotta figure out a way to pump up the, whatever. But good, man. How you? So, yeah, I just got to figure out how to make this more entertaining for you guys. because I don't know, man. I just don't feel like I'm talking about enough interesting topics. So I just got to bump it up. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to freaking bump it to like, and that guy, looked me up and everything, and he may watch the content and be like, and not like it and unsubscribe, and that's cool. I mean, I'm basically making this for me, and my content, I feel, is not the content. I put out the content, and some of it I feel like is forced or were forced when I was trying to do it every day, and now I feel like I'm, finally getting into a good rhythm and doing better with the content. So yeah, I mean, gotta get better, right? That's the goal for this year, is to get better and do better and be better and actually hit 53 on the podcast and make videos for this channel. Air filter thing is probably like I hate to say it, but I think that's my most watched video, is about the Honeywell air purifying thing. I just haven't figured out how to recapture the magic of that video. I don't know why that video is so popular. I guess it's because it's a product that everybody is interested in and all. But yeah. And I guess my whole thing is I shouldn't be trying to recapture the magic of that one video. Oh no, dogs. And it ain't on a leash. I'm not afraid of dogs. It's just with you're out and walking, and you have the little ankle biters, and then you have that dog that's about waist height, and I'm not worried about getting attacked by dogs. But then I don't want the dog to attack so that, I have to call and complain, and maybe the dog has to be. I don't want to do that kind of stuff. So I just prefer the dogs just, do their thing and, whatever. Of course, the owner got the dog, so that's good. Probably heard my loud mouth. And that's the other thing I got to figure out is I need hearing aids. So, and I don't know if I talked about this a lot on this channel or not, but I need hearing aids due to me having hunter's ear, because I did a lot of shooting when I was younger, hunting, and I got significant hearing loss in my left ear, and my right ear is so I need to get that sorted out, but I got to come up with $1,500, and I tried to do that little loan thing that they wanted me to do, and I was rejected. Of course, that's what happens when you have crappy credit like I do, and so yeah, I mean, it's what it is, right? I have the crappiest credit. Well, I won't say the crappiest credit in the world, but my credit sucks. So there's no wonder I couldn't get that loan. Oh, look, a Van Wingerden truck. A Van Wingerden International truck. I worked at Van Wingerden over a decade ago. I started with Van Wingerden in '97 and worked with them through September 11th, 2021. And then they said they had to let people go due to the fact that, they didn't need people because they was working on the MX, which was kind of weird to me because, they had a buttload of people and the MX. What was that? 3 for Sunday? Cool. Of course, I'm not working, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they let me go. You know, I think it was like in November. They let me go. No, it was September, October. Can't quite remember. Yeah, I think it was September, right after 9/11. They let a bunch of us go. And, you know, I did the whole unemployment thing, which, you know, was whatever. And the holidays, I have found that is never a good time to look for an employment. I've always had luck with employment in spring and summer, right? Because I started Van Wingerden in the summer. Not exactly sure when, but I started in the summer. Got let go in the winter. And then that following spring-ish summer, because I think it was more spring-ish, I got on at Clement Pappas. You know, because I was with Van Wingerden, what, 4 years? And then I got on Pappy's through a temp agency, which I didn't really like doing temp agencies. I just don't like, I prefer not to do temp agencies. So I got on at Clement Pappas. And being with a temp agency, you know, I had the thing where, you know, whatever happened, I went somewhere else. And then I got to come back to Pappy's. And I was at Pappy's for like 6 years before I was originally let go by, I forget what her name is. Her original name when I started was Becky Sweezy, and then it was Becky something. Anyway, she let me go for I don't know what reasons. I think it's personally because she didn't like me, which, whatever. And then because, you know, they had that kid that came in from the military, and, you know, he always was, you know, bragging about his accomplishments and everything, which, you know, I'm totally cool with, whatever. And they let me go, and it was like, fine, whatever. I was in the process of getting a job at Walmart. I know that isn't an ideal job, but I was, you know, Walmart, you know. Heck, I'd spend a lot of time there anyway, so why not? And and then she called me back because, what was that honk for? I wasn't going to walk out in the middle of the road. I'm not that crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but I'm not that crazy. And whatever. And she let me go. The kid from the military, the hose got kinked on him, and I guess he freaked out or whatever and walked out on him. So they brought me back for another, well, I don't know if it was a year or two or how long it was. But I was back until like 2001, or not 2001, but 2009? Yeah, because I was unemployed for 2 years. And I was unemployed for 2 years, was back on unemployment because we was in the, you know, thing where nobody wanted to hire nobody. Recession, that's the word I was looking for. We was in a real bad recession. And nobody wanted to hire anybody. And, you know, I was like, whatever. And of course, me and Steven was out trying to find work all the time. And, you know, they kept threatening to cut off our benefits, and then they kept getting extended, cutting off, extended, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, and Steven even went to Louisiana, which I thought about doing myself. It wasn't an ideal thing, but a friend that had moved down there years before said he could get us a job at an oil valve making company that made oil valves for oil rigs. not my ideal job, but work is work. And that guy's on a quad without a freaking helmet, or a four-wheeler without a helmet. I didn't even know you could ride four-wheelers on the main road without a helmet, or let alone legally ride a four-wheeler on the road at all, but whatever. So I was contemplating that, and luckily for me, my current job called, because I had put in an app there, and I had gotten back from Louisiana to pick up Steven, and this is really going to be a pain in the dick, ain't it? And so I got back from picking him up in Louisiana because he couldn't find work down there. I don't know if it was because he wasn't trying or, what the deal was. He told me he couldn't find work down there, and he didn't want to ride boats or whatever, the barnacles off boats. And then my other friend told me that he was living with was like, he looked at his application and it was incomplete. So I don't know what the story is of that. And, it was like, okay, whatever. And I went and got him, brought him back. We did the whole more unemployment crap. Then I, eventually got on at my current job. And I'm, going on 11 years there. Yay! And I said going on. Yeah, that's right, going on. So that made me happy because, I was like sweating it because they kept threatening to cut off the benefits, kept cutting off the benefits, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh man, I don't know what, and I wasn't putting an essay aside, because I had the 401k from my previous job and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, yeah, but I don't want to use it. And blah, 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 blah. And, so I was kind of sweating it a little bit, even though I thought I might be okay. I don't know. But I didn't know for 100% sure. And even if it got out that yeah, it was kind of hairy with that recession. And things, I don't think ever really got 100% turned around. But, yeah. It's kind of weird how things work out and how things changed. And how I don't think things will ever go back to the way that they were 100%. It may be a 50-50 split. It may be a 25-75% split. Who knows? Or it may just stay the same. I mean, they have gotten laxed with, some of the requirements. Because work even told us that that the requirements, if you get COVID, is just 5 days now. It was, 14 days or 10 days. I think it was 10 days. So now, according to CBC, I haven't been keeping up with this. But, no, I think a lot of corporations are getting to the point where they're kind of at this weird thing where, they don't want, employees out. But then at the exact same time, the paperwork they have to fill out to be able to fill out, be able to pay the people is a headache. Because when it first went down, nobody knew what to do. So, it's kind of funny. The one guy that recently just went out with it, if it's 5 days now, should be back this week. If the symptoms don't return, obviously. Or the symptoms are good. Interesting. So, and I know there's mixed opinion about getting vaccinated versus not getting vaccinated, and masks the cloth masks don't work, but the other masks that they give do. And be vaccinated, it isn't 100% guarantee of being protected from it. You can get the symptoms, but not, blah, 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 blah. And, I went ahead and got vaccinated. I got my 3 shots, the 2 main and the booster. And I know it was my decision, and a lot of people won't agree with it. But it is my decision. And we should respect each other's decision to or not to do something. And it was my decision to do it. And I understand that I'm not protected from it. There's no 100% protection from it. There's no true cure for it. There's, none of that. I just did it because it makes me feel better. So... if you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. But it was my decision. A decision I do not regret. I don't know if they're going to do yearly boosters now or boosters every 6 months now, or even if they're going to do more boosters. I don't know. Wait, is that a dead cat? Wow, I feel bad for that cat. Oh, and look, a bird. No, that's corn. Okay, good. So to say, wow, they're playing tricks on me. Wow. Poor cat. I understand animals, if they have homes to go to, try to cross roads, get home. Of course, I don't know if, the cat was hit, because it doesn't look like he was hit, unless he got hit and got thrown, which is quite a possibility. But, yeah, I feel bad for the cat. The way it was laying there, I would say that it was on his way home and got thrown. But you never know. And this road, I have never seen this road not have cars on it. For very long, I should add, because when I go to work, sometimes there's cars on the road going wherever, and sometimes it's completely dead. But this road is pretty busy, especially during the day. So, everybody, animals and humans including, has to be very careful, especially when traffic is coming both ways. And that's why I wear the orange vest. I know it's probably overkill and not a necessity, but I like it because I feel like I'm more seen this way, because I stand out from the background. Ironically. So, there's that. Wow, the battery on this phone has lasted a lot longer than I thought it had. Because I remember that the battery on this thing wouldn't last. But I let it completely die and stay dead. Then I charged it and let it charge. And now, and the thing was like at 70-something% or something like that. And wow, mean, if this lasts the entire thing, that'd be pretty awesome. I'll be interested to know what the battery percentage is. Because I'm definitely going to go home and charge this thing. But yeah, I mean, I know I rambled for an hour and a half, it feels like, or almost an hour and a half, but I made a really long video, and I probably could do a lot of editing on this and cut it down to shorter, but I think I'm just going to let this one roll the way it is and just upload it. And then you guys can tell me if you guys like the longer videos or if you just prefer 2:45. Oh, correction, 2:45. So 15 minutes earlier. Wow. They must be expecting us to be kind of screwed since we didn't work Saturday, because today is New Year's. Whatever. I miss the days of going in on Sundays at 4, because, you know, which we should be getting back to soon, because, you know, slow down. Of course, it also depends on the number of people showing up. And with me now not working Sundays, that might affect the numbers of smidgen. But hey, it is what it is. And that is all that it is. And I know I'm random. I need to get my, thoughts a little straighter and, blah, 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 blah. But, that's something to work on in this new coming year. Get the videos straighter. You guys let me know if you like the long videos, the short videos, if I should keep it to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes. I don't think I'd do a 120-minute video. Because even the GoPro only has 4 batteries, so that's technically 4 hours. Whoa, that is 4 hours. That's as long as the video, the card can record for. Actually, I think it can do 4.5. But, I know one thing, I gotta pee. I know you guys don't care about that, but I have to pee. And I know I could find somewhere, out of sight, out of mind, and, be like, but, nah. Well, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That way maybe I can work on getting good with the I can't even say it. Algorithm? Whatever it is. And if you didn't like this video, as always, leave thumbs downs. It is what it is. And I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.